So, this is about the change of state by change of temperature. Just now we have discussed with change of liquid into gas, that is water into water vapor. Now, suppose, and this how we have done by heating. Now, if suppose I want to change this water vapor into water, that is from gaseous state to liquid state, what I will have to do? I will have to cool it. By cooling, what I am doing in this water vapor, the particles, they are very far away, and if they are very far away, I am cooling, what will happen? Their kinetic energy will decrease, and if their kinetic energy will decrease, then they will come closer to each other, and if they will come closer to each other, then what will happen? They will change into, the state will change, that is from gaseous state to liquid state, and this is called as condensation. What is condensation? Changing of a gaseous state into a liquid state on cooling, that is called as condensation. Now, one more term which is mentioned in your book is sublimation. Usually we have seen children, then if that when we heat a solid, it changes into liquid, and if we heat this liquid, then it changes into gaseous state, right. If a solid is heated, it first changes into liquid and then it changes into gaseous state. But there are some solids, for example, ammonium chloride. This is the chemical formula for ammonium chloride. If you heat this ammonium chloride, what will happen? It will directly change into gaseous state without being changing into liquid state. This process of changing of a solid into a gaseous state without changing into liquid state, this is called as sublimation. A very common example of sublimation is from our day to day life is naphthalene balls, and in our home also we use that naphthalene balls in the woolen clothes. What are these naphthalene balls? They are solid. We keep them in the woolen clothes, and after some time, say 1 or 2 months, we find that the size becomes smaller and smaller. After 3 months, you will see that there is nothing. No, you may think that you have not, whether you have kept that naphthalene ball in the woolen or you have forgotten. Directly it has changed from solid state to the gaseous state. It has gone into the gas, into the air. And of course, this odonil. which we are using as a room freshener, that solid we keep, and after a few months we see that nothing is there in that packet. So, what is this? These are the examples of sublimation. And sublimation, it is useful in purifying of a substance. If we want to make, suppose in large factory, in factories naphthalene balls are being made. So, first this naphthalene should be pure. So, what is done? It is purified by the process of sublimation. How is it is done? I will just show you an experiment. To show the process of sublimation. Here what you will do, you will take a watch glass, or watch glass means it is a plate like structure which is made up of glass, and on that watch glass you are taking, say, ammonium chloride. Impure ammonium chloride is there, and here you have taken a funnel, glass funnel is there, and in between the glass funnel and watch glass you have taken a filter paper which is perforated. And here on the top of the, on the opening of the funnel, you have taken cotton plug, and here you are heating it with the burner. This is the burner. So, you see children, here what you are doing is, you have taken a watch glass, in that watch glass you have taken, say, ammonium chloride, this is ammonium chloride, and on that watch glass I have kept a filter paper, this is the filter paper, and which is perforated. Perforated means having holes in between. Suppose this is the filter paper, and if I make some holes in it, if I cut it in between some holes, then this will be called as perforated filter paper, and I have kept that perforated filter paper on that watch glass in which I have kept impure ammonium chloride, and I have inverted a funnel over it, and I am heating this ammonium chloride from down. Then you will see that this ammonium chloride, it will get heated up, and from solid state it will directly change into gases. Here you will see vapors of ammonium chloride rising up, and with here on the inside walls of this funnel, you will see that solid ammonium chloride has deposited, and impurities are left here. Ammonium chloride has completely vaporized. These are the vapors of ammonium chloride, and these are what? Impurities. Impurities are left behind, ammonium chloride has vaporized, and these vapors, because of the, you can say, lower temperature or cooling effect, they will get deposited, they will change from vapor state to solid state, and solid ammonium chloride will get deposited over here, and this will be pure ammonium chloride. Impurities are left here. So, use of this sublimation, it is being made in case of purification of ammonium chloride. Camphor is also used in our when we do this puja, no, then we light camphor and this do the aarti. That what is camphor? That is kapoor in Hindi we call. That also vaporizes and that also sublimates. So, the example of the substance which usually sublimes, they are this naphthalene ball, then this ammonium chloride, then camphor, all these are the substances which usually sublimes. Then one more term which you must know, children, is dry ice. What is dry ice? What is dry ice? Dry ice is solid carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a gas, you all know. It can be solidified. When it is solidified, then it is sold under the name of dry ice. So, carbon dioxide, it is a gas. If pressure is reduced and temperature also reduced, it means it is cooled, then what happens? It changes into solid carbon dioxide, and this solid carbon dioxide, it is called as dry ice. It is used as a refrigerant. This solid carbon dioxide, it is used as a refrigerant. Now, you can change a gas into a solid. How? Either by reducing pressure or by reducing temperature or by doing both the things at a time. Together, what we are doing? We are lowering down the pressure, we are lowering down the temperature, and it has become solid. So, suppose you are having gaseous carbon dioxide and you want to change this gaseous carbon dioxide into solid carbon dioxide. What you will do? You will reduce its pressure, you will reduce its temperature, you will cool it down. But one thing which I have to tell you, that is critical temperature. What is critical temperature? I have gaseous carbon dioxide, I am cooling it, I am reducing pressure, and it will change into solid carbon dioxide, right. So, I am having gaseous carbon dioxide, I am trying to change it into solid carbon dioxide. First, what I will have to do? I will have to cool it, I will have to reduce the pressure. Now, there is a condition which is called as critical condition. There is a temperature for which Suppose you are taking this carbon dioxide, gaseous carbon dioxide, and you are cooling it. You are changing pressure also, you are lowering down the pressure also. But for changing it into solid carbon dioxide, you will have to take it to certain temperature, and up to that temperature only you will have to take it, and you will have to lower down the pressure also, then only you can change it into solid. Above that temperature, even if you are reducing the pressure, then also you will not be able to change it into solid carbon dioxide. That particular temperature is called as critical temperature. Clear to you? Again I am explaining you. You have gaseous carbon dioxide, you want to change it into solid carbon dioxide. For this you will have to cool it also, simultaneously you will have to reduce the pressure also. Suppose you are cooling it and you are reducing the pressure, and you are trying to change it into solid. You will have to cool it to a particular temperature. Above that, suppose you have to cool it till here. Suppose you have cooled it up to here only, and you are trying to change it, you are trying to lowering down the pressure also, but you will not get solid carbon dioxide. First you will have to cool it till this temperature, and then only you will be able to change this gaseous carbon dioxide into solid carbon dioxide, and that particular temperature, it is called as critical temperature. And the pressure which is corresponding to this critical temperature, that is called as critical pressure. Critical pressure is that pressure at which a gaseous substance can be changed into solid substance at a particular critical temperature. That is called as pressure coinciding with this critical temperature is called as critical pressure.